What's going on, Halloween fans? My name's Dave McRae. So in this video, I just wanted to give some addendum thoughts on the Halloween Ends teaser trailer that dropped almost 24 hours now. I've had some time to let it marinate. Obviously, when the trailer dropped last night at about, 10 p.m. Eastern time, I watched it twice and then I immediately jumped on here and did a live stream. And so it was fresh, right? Those are my first impression thoughts. And then after that was done, I went immediately into doing a video about the poster and the synopsis. And I think I uploaded that at like 4 a.m. or something ridiculous. But now that I've had the day to let it marinate and I've watched it, more times, as I'm sure all of you have as well, I just wanted to give some sort of addendum thoughts. And my thoughts are still the same as they were less than 24 hours ago. What a shock, right? But I do think it's a good teaser trailer. I don't think it's a great trailer if you're looking for, some sort of insight into the story or, the direction or things like that. No, I think if you were hoping to get more of a sense of what Halloween Ends is about, because they've been so tight-lipped over the last, however many months, then you're going to be really disappointed. But if you are okay with sort of the, them playing it close to the vest, and you're hoping that they carry this through until October, then you will probably be really pleased. So because there's nothing really to glean from this trailer in terms of story or sort of, characters even. I mean, we get little glimpses of people, but we have no context. The only thing that I can really take from it is really the aesthetic, right? Stylistically, how does it feel? How does it look? How did they craft their shots, craft the lighting, things like that. And based on this teaser, I think they've done a really good job. I like the way it looks. I like the feeling of it. Again, I said on my stream last night, even that house that we see at the beginning has kind of like Halloween 4 vibes. It's got the Carruthers kind of vibe to it, right? You know what I mean? It's got, which is kind of cool. There's a very retro feeling. I don't know if that was intentional, but you almost have a few of the old school Halloween films sort of mixed in there a little bit. You know what I mean? You certainly have Halloween 78 with Laurie with her hair and her blue shirt. You have Halloween 4 with that kind of, house, that Victorian style house, wherever they shot there in Salt Lake City back in 1988. You have the opening shot, which of course have the street, which looks very kind of Halloween. I don't know, what is it? I think there's a shot like that in 4 or 6 or something like that. But again, it's all about how it looks and how it makes you feel, right? How it makes you feel. What are they doing in this trailer? How are they cutting this trailer together? Which is, there's not a lot really here, to make you feel a certain way. And it makes me feel good. I watch this and I go, yes, I like the way I'm feeling when I'm watching this. It feels Halloween. And that's important. Now, that doesn't mean the movie's going to be good. The movie could be dog shit, right? But having let it marinate now for nearly 24 hours and watching it several more times, that's really all I can take from it at the end of the day. That is sort of measurable in some sort of way. Now, it's very subjective because it could affect me in a very different way than it affects you, and vice versa, and so on and so on and so on. But it is the only thing that we can really take from it. Except something that I am now calling a tale of two Michaels. Now, obviously, there aren't literally two Michaels, but the more that I watch the teaser, the more that I think about those rumors that were out there about this Corey character, which I have known about for a little bit. But like I said yesterday, I didn't acknowledge it here on the channel. I didn't talk about it at all because I was waiting to watch the teaser because I wanted to see if the actor in question that supposedly was playing a character by the name of Corey actually wound up in the teaser. And he did. And the character's name is Corey. So if that part of the rumor was bang on, then we have no reason not to believe some of the other stuff. And what is some of that other stuff? What are some of those other things that surround this Corey character? Well, one is that he becomes obsessed with Michael Myers and he starts going down a very wrong path. Another is that he's Allison's boyfriend. Another one is that the film focuses heavily on him, that he's a central figure in the story. Maybe even more so than Allison and Laurie. There's quite a sort of arc for this Corey character. Now, I'm not saying all of those rumors are true. The truth may lie somewhere in the middle. But if it did turn out to be true that said actor is playing a character by the name of Corey in Halloween Ends, I think we should at least take pause and go, okay, interesting, especially when you compare it to some of the more unusual Michael Myers things in that Halloween Ends teaser. And let's also not forget that Corey's last name is Cunningham. We know that David Gordon Green went to John Carpenter very early on with a draft of the script and said, hey, John, what do you think of this? Do you think it's a little too Christine? Well, who's the character in Christine? Arnie Cunningham. Now, I'm not insinuating that Christine is canon in Halloween. That would be just probably a nod, but that's interesting. And Arnie became obsessed with that car and he started going down the wrong path. And he was like possessed by the car. He changed. Is that what's happening with Corey? Is Michael Myers the car and Corey Cunningham Arnie? Do you know what I'm saying? Right? So Arnie gets into the car, right? He's at his most comfortable in the car. Does Corey Cunningham become Michael Myers? You might be laughing, but there's circumstantial evidence to point to maybe yes. Let's go over to the other screen. Now, I talked about this yesterday. You've seen other people talk about this. This is from the teaser trailer. This is Corey right here. This is Corey Cunningham, folks. This is Corey right here. Let's go back. Here we go. And pay attention to his right hand and his pinky finger. There you go. On his right hand, on his pinky finger, he's got a ring. He's got a ring. You can see it right there. You can see the light reflecting off of it right there. He's got a ring on his right pinky finger. Fascinating, right? Okay, let's go over to this one here. Now, this, of course, is Michael Myers stabbing or attempting to stab somebody. And I believe he's actually stabbing a pillow. I think somebody puts up a pillow in self-defense. But this is Michael's hand. This is, well, quote unquote, Michael. This is his hand, his right hand with a knife. And look at that pinky finger. There is a ring. There is a ring on that pinky finger. Fascinating stuff indeed. Fascinating stuff indeed. Look at that. You see it? There it is. If you don't see it watching me on your phone or your tablet or whatever, pull up the trailer on your own time on a bigger screen and slow it down and you will see it. But it's clear as day to me. Let's go over to the other shot right here. This one we've been talking about. Now, some people have tried to say, well, maybe it's a dream sequence. That seems to be the default, right? Well, maybe it's a dream sequence. Maybe it is. I don't know, right? I'm not sure. But I don't think it is. I'm just going to say it. I'm not so sure it is. This is Michael Myers. Or is it? Because he's pushing that door open. He's pushing that door open with his left hand, and he's got all his fingers. His pinky finger and his ring finger should be gone because they were blown off in Halloween 2018. You see where I'm going with this? Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. You might be thinking, yeah, but at the end of the teaser, we see Laurie stab that knife into his hand, and his pinky finger and his ring finger are missing. Well, yeah. But if this is a tale of two Michaels, that doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean shit. I am seriously telling you here that we may have, I don't know if we're going to have a copycat killer. I don't know. Maybe we might. I don't know yet. I haven't formed a solid opinion on that yet. But based on the stuff that I'm hearing, based on this teaser, based on the things that I've read and that, you know, I've sort of looked into, again, it is not 100%, absolutely not. But I just cannot help but feel that this ain't no mistake, because this ain't no Michael Myers. And I know some people have pointed out that he doesn't look as tall as James Jude Courtney, because if you look at Laurie in the background there, they look like they could be about the same height. Maybe. It's difficult to gauge because they are sort of, you know, not standing beside each other, and one is in the background and one is in the foreground. But, you know, yeah, maybe. But I think this is really your smoking gun here. This is, why does he have all his fingers? I don't. So, you know, when you compare the ring on the pinky finger here, right, and the ring on the pinky finger here, and the fact that he's got all of his fingers here, and when you think about the Christine comparisons and, you know, those rumors surrounding the character of Corey Cunningham, and the fact that the rumors about said actor playing a character by the name of Corey were in fact correct, you know, I think it should give us some pause. Not necessarily in a bad way. I don't mean that we should necessarily be worried. I mean, that might, you know, that might depend on what your expectations are. This could turn out to be the greatest Halloween movie of all time. This could be the best of the three that they've made. Who knows, right? We don't know what the execution's going to be yet. I understand that at face value, learning some of these details or thinking about a copycat killer or somebody else putting on a Michael Myers outfit and, you know, I get it. Totally. It's not a creative decision I would have made. It's not something that I would have written. Totally. I understand that. But that in and of itself doesn't automatically mean that the movie's going to be dog shit. We have no idea. It could be, but we have no idea until we actually see the movie, we see the context, we see the characters, we see the narrative play out, we get all the nuances and the details of the, you know, the performances and the music and all that kind of stuff, and really see what the story is. We know it's going to be more of a character-driven story rather than a plot-driven story, for obvious reasons. So we'll see. But I think there is at least smoke to this rumor. Now, one last thing before I go here, and it's this shot right here. This is one of my favorite shots in the teaser. I love the way that they've crafted the lighting. I love, you know, before he steps into the shot, before Michael steps into the shot, there's a lot of sort of negative space on the right side, like what's around that corner, what's over there, what's going on. I like the way that she looks in the corner, huddled over there in that blue shirt, although it kind of looks like she's got a vest on here. There's some sort of vest she has on here. If you look at it close up, it's not just the shadow. There is actually some sort of vest I think she has on. But I dig this shot. I dig the shot. I just love the feeling, the lighting, the composition, and the way that the light falls on her face. And it looks very reminiscent of something you'd see out of 1978. It looks like she's in the Wallace house and she's been there for like 45 years. Very cool. But you know what? I'm not fully convinced this is Michael Myers. Now, it may very well be. It may very well be James Jude Courtney himself, the man himself. It may very well be. But you know what? There's something about the way he steps into frame that I'm just like, I don't know. Is it Corey Cunningham? Maybe. Maybe it is. I don't know. But every time I watch him step into frame, I just can't help but get this feeling that that's not Michael Myers. Now, we could see a full trailer. We could watch the movie and be like, oh yeah, okay. No, that is. Yep. No, it is. But for whatever reason, I can't get past this feeling that I don't necessarily fully believe that that's Michael Myers. Call me crazy, but it's true. All right, folks, that's going to do it for me. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. Now that it's been nearly 24 hours, or maybe it has been over 24 hours by the time you're getting to this video, that the Halloween Ends teaser trailer has dropped, how do you feel about it? How many times did you watch it? 4,721 like me? How do you feel about it? Now that you've had some time to let it marinate? And what do you think about some of the things I've been talking about here today? Now, again, Maybe the truth lies somewhere in the middle. Maybe it does. But I think there's enough circumstantial evidence here, strong circumstantial evidence, that it should give us some pause. Not necessarily in a bad way, but just kind of make us go, okay, interesting. How do I feel about this? And then we got to, we have to search our feelings and think, how do we feel about this? But we're ultimately not going to know until we see the movie. If you want to follow me on social media, you can. There are my links right there. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. All my links are in the description. Check them out until your heart's content. And when your heart is content, check them out again. Alrighty, that's going to do it for me. In the meantime and in between time, I will talk to you soon. Cheers.